What's going on? We're never going to get this down, and we're just going to keep just shitting the bed and hope for the best. What's going on? It's Unlikely Role Models, Episode 7. Hey, we're just tacking them up there, right? One win after another.
Almost double ditch.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the shit show. How's everybody doing tonight? We got Brandon already hopping in here. What's going on? How are you? We're good. We are ready and not ready for this all at the same time, because that's how every week works out for us.
We feel we're there, but then we're never there.
Underprepared, but overachieving, all right? That's what we're going to stick with. So, how's everybody doing?
The entire title of my sex life.
You undersell but overachieve. Oh man, so this week's been kind of crazy. I just got back to work after pretty much the whole time since we recorded the last one. I've been in quarantine and had COVID.
Oh.
The number 2, the second time around, the return.
You've had it twice now?
I've had it twice now. I had it the first, that whatever the first variant was, the Cucamonga Cracker Killer or whatever it was. And then now I've had this Transformer one, Decepticon or whatever the hell it is.
Now, was this one as bad or the same?
So the first time, they associate that more with the losing your taste and smell stuff. I didn't that time, but I was wore out and tired for that week or whatever. But Tasha did lose her taste and smell that first time around for 2 months or something almost altogether. But this time around, both of us have had it, and it just makes you tired and I had a fever for one day. Other than that, it hasn't been too crazy by any means. So, but I'm feeling better now. I'm congested, but I think that just kind of comes with this territory. And this up and down weather by Sybil bullshit that's going on.
I really thought winter was going to kind of come to an end. It does it every time. I thought we would just get through, we'd get to that April snowstorm and then just move on. Because it got up to 50s for a few days, and now it's...
Well, and then they're talking 50s by Saturday again. Here it is. Okay, so just for reference, it's February 3rd, 2022. But they're talking 50s on Saturday again. It was 9 degrees today.
Right.
And felt like negative 20. And here they are talking Saturday. Then we're going to have 54 degrees again. And it's supposed to be 50s next week. I think it does nothing but make people sick with this up and down roller coaster weather shit. I don't know.
I've had a deer in my garage for 3-4 weeks now.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been frozen the whole time. Even on days it's 50, it freezes over again at night. It never unthaws.
Oh,
and so
man.
I finally just take it to a heated shop because I need to process it.
Is that your last?
Yeah, that's the last.
That's your last one for the year.
Season ended, so.
Well, is there anything else that's this late?
No, season actually went longer. Usually January 15th is the end of late season.
Okay.
It went till the 31st this year.
Oh, but then it's done.
Then it's done until next year.
You can't
there isn't
hatchet knife season or anything like that where you just jump down from the trees and well, shit. I mean that'd be fun, I guess. But okay, did I ever tell you? Okay, so it just reminded me of it. So I've always talked about how I wanted to do hog hunts. I thought that I think it'd be really, really cool to do. That's the only kind of hunting that, in any way, shape, or form, I feel like I want to be involved in. I've done the deer hunting thing back in the day before and stuff, and at this point now, it's cold, it's shitty. I don't want to do that. Dage hopping in here, yo, what's going on, buddy? I don't want to do it. I'm over it. I don't like. Coon hunting was fun, when I was in high school, but it doesn't do anything anymore. They don't pay anything for, hardly anything for pelts or stuff like that.
Raccoons, I don't know. I don't know what everyone else calls it across the nation.
Raccoons and coyotes is what I was talking about. But anyhow, so none of that excites me or anything, or really gets my motor going. But I would definitely go on a hog hunt. Sign me up for shooting hogs out of a helicopter or something cool like that. 100%.
All day.
So I've got a story about hog hunts though. So an ex of mine, her like adopted uncle, was this big hulking African American guy that was like number 5 or number 6, and like one of like the lead sales guys. One of the lead sales guys for
Her company there?
For Cabela's.
Okay.
Okay. So he tells a story about how he went into this meeting and told all these executives about how he went down and did this big hog hunt in Texas. And he says the craziest version of it is where you just have a knife and you lay down and you cover yourself up in brush and put peanut butter all over your chest and stuff. And then when the pigs come to like run around, you stab them. And that's the craziest version of hog hunting out there. And then walks out of the room. And he goes, I didn't tell a single one of them motherfuckers at all I was lying. Nobody thinks. So all I have, so there's just this big, he's 6'4" or something, big guy. And all I can think is him walking out of the room. And all of these rich white guys going, what the fuck is going on? Great fucking story,
I
though.
feel like I would be the one to do it, though. Like as you're saying it, I'm like, yeah, I'd give it a try. I mean, what do I got to lose, right?
Super, super funny. We got tons of comments coming in here. What do we got? We got Sari saying, hey, I can hear you. Yeah, we had I'm sorry for whatever audio issue we had last week. I think I changed some stuff in the computer and it screwed up. We got my buddy Kevin in here. I'll pay for the deer. Fuck that cold. I agree. I agree. Your wife says she go cheetah hunting. I think Tom Brady's off the market right now. Let's see. Zay just hopping in here with get your motor running, headed on the pig hunt, looking for adventure. I think it'd be a good time. I think it'd be a blast.
I sure would do it in a heartbeat.
I'd sign up for that. I think the one version I don't know that I'd like as much, where you have the dogs and the dogs go chase it and hold it down or whatever.
So they said the spear hunt. I'm thinking that's where I jumped in. Like, yeah, I'll spear hunt. Like, I'll have like a pistol or a sidearm. Yeah. But I was like, I will spear hunt one of these pigs. And then like you look into it, and they have dogs that hold them down. You walk up and just poke them with it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't want that. I want
I feel like I want to run out there
or like
put
sniper
on my face,
sniper with like night vision goggles, sniping them out in the pasture, or whatever. Sign me up for that.
Tannerite and shooting at the same time.
Oh my god, those videos are like they're disgusting and totally righteous at the same time. Where they like bring them all in to feed because they're a super evasive creature. We don't need PETA coming after us or whatever. But where they bring all the pigs in and then they shoot that tannerite, just blows bacon up everywhere. Oh man. Well,
bacon bits.
Bacon bits. Any other kind of news in the family and all or whatever?
No. I did take on the U.S. Postal Service this last week, and I won.
Okay. Not only do I think this is completely asinine that it has to come down to that instead of you just going to like the person that works up the post office like, hey, can you just drop this shit off in my house? But you had to like in writing and like do a whole thing, right?
Yeah,
like, go ahead.
Like, it was a pretty good precedent. And so I live in a small town, and the general rule is if you live within a quarter mile of the post office, you get a free P.O. box. Okay? I thought everyone in my town was within a quarter mile of the post office, but apparently I am 200 feet away from that
There's no way. I can stand at the water tower and spit across the town you live in.
Yeah. And so I was like, in like the last 6 years, I've had to pay, it's like $80 a year for a P.O. box, right?
Oh my god.
And just I decided, like, you know what?
Mine isn't even that much. I think mine's like $30
I'm going to be
here
petty about it. Like, I don't want to pay for it because I don't have an option. They don't deliver. I'm not on mail route.
Yeah.
So the only other option I have is just to, like, get pigeons or something like
swallows, and they'll carry it by the husk.
So I went up there and I just told him, I was like, I don't want to pay for my P.O. box. And the cowboy was like, what? I'm like, I don't want to pay for it. I'm like, I live like 200 feet from the quarter-mile marker. I am, like, in a weird spot because the mail route still kind of comes in our town, but I'm, like, further away from it. And so, like, the people who worked at the post office were being super chill. Like, they were really cool to work with, so they weren't being rude. But I was just being petty. Like, I don't want to pay this. I know it's $80 a year. I don't want to pay it. Government subsidies, tax dollars pays for everything you guys don't cover. I don't feel like everyone else gets free postage. I want a free mailbox.
All right, later, Dage.
They told me I could put a mailbox it was like on the other side of town, basically, but it was just as far as the post office. So I said, if that's my only other option, just let me have a free P.O. box. Long story short, I wrote a letter, I talked to the postmaster, and kind of argued up the chain a little bit. It didn't take much. It was just like telling, this is why I think I should have one. And they agreed, and they didn't give me a free P.O. box. They actually just changed the mail route and made the delivery driver, come down my road now, so I can have a mailbox in my house. I don't even have to walk to the post office anymore.
I think that's way more than just going, hey, why don't we just... Oh, yeah. Man.
My next... I beat nationally, U.S. Postal Service. So I think I'm going to go global now. I'm taking on Walmart.
Jeremy says you got to save that money so you can put it towards your Ford. That $80 a year.
Oh, Jeremy, why'd you even start? I was so, out of my mind with that.
I almost was going to give you credit to grind your gears again on the same fucking topic because you're so, you had nothing but trouble with that fucking thing.
Dude, I how my, say at the end is Kyle, just Kyle?
Yeah.
It's going to be Kyle, just Kyle, Ford, you still suck. That's how much I'm done. I'm going to... My own slogan's just going to be Ford, you suck.
All right. So you went out. You bought all the beer this time. You pick which one we want to go with first, and we'll go from there. What do you want to? Were you amped up about the fruit one? Do you want to try that one first? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we could try that one. I want that lizard one too because I like the can art.
Okay. So
serpents in the garden.
Oh, okay.
Surly Brewing Company.
All right, so this is what we got. Serpents in the Garden, and then I'm going to pop up that video if I can find it real quick. There we go. Oh, I've got it. All right, so for the TikTok viewers, there's that can art there. For everybody listening at home, this is like a pink label with a bunch of fruit on it and a snake kind of wrapped around with Serpents in the Garden written on the snake. It's actually really cool. This is an Imperial Kettle Sour. It is a fruit tart.
Citrus in there.
With it says it's brewed with strawberries, black currants, vanilla, and lactose. It's a 9.4% alcohol. Oof. What are you getting right up the?
I got the citrus.
So that
I feel like we've smelt this one before. I don't know if they're all smell the same.
So that weird kind of wang, you're kind of getting there or whatever. Yeah. That's the lactose. So that yogurty kind of smell.
Yeah.
Is the lactose. And just in case anybody's wondering, it scored a 3.84 on Untappd. So this is a pretty wild one. It took me a long time to get into sours. So I'm kind of interested. Yeah, there you go. Cheers, buddy. Ooh, I like that.
That's actually really good.
It's got a lot going on. The bitter fruits jump off of the sweeter fruits back and forth, and you kind of have like a nice little. I don't want to say fruit cocktail because that's not the flavor I'm pulling from that. But
that's good.
It's really good, yeah. And in my opinion, the sour bitter isn't too bad. Mm-mm. It's not overpowering. It's really good. So that's from Surly Brewing Company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They are
3.8 is probably pretty close on that.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, I agree with the Untappd score for sure. Surly does all kinds of cool stuff. I've tried a bunch of their stuff. They make some rockin' stuff, and I really like all their logos are cool. Their can art's usually pretty cool, so they usually tend to lean a little simpler on their can art and stuff, but it's cool, vivid stuff. I like it. So, you want to get into sports a little bit?
Yeah, you can talk about sports.
Okay.
Tell us about you guys.
All right, so the Chiefs' season came to an end. Came to an abrupt, diabolical shit end because I think two things happened.
Okay.
I think Patrick Mahomes got a little too high in his britches, and before the half, they should have went for a 3. Andy Reid wanted to go for a 3. He said, "No, give me the ball. I can get it in." Andy Reid says, "Fine, we're gonna do that, but you need to leave time so we can kick." What's he do? Fucks it all up. Tyreek Hill stays in bounds, screws it up, and there we go. So we didn't get the TD. So it led into the locker room with Bengals having a stop leading into the half, and the Chiefs not getting it in. Mm-hmm. But we had a huge lead, and we just pissed it down our leg like we've done, 10 fucking times this season. So
I knew they were going to lose at half. And I tell you how I know is because of the PTSD I get from the Nebraska Huskers. Okay? We will hit that first half, we go into the locker room with a superior lead, and time after time after time,
I agree,
we just flush it down the toilet.
I agree.
And I know the Chiefs are not the Huskers, but I saw it, and because it's the team I'm cheering for, I just knew it.
And then to make it worse, they do tie it up. They do come back. They take it in overtime. They win the coin flip, and they can't get it. They can't get it done. Right? It was rough. It was a rough one. Anyhow, the Rams beat the 49ers in a similar fashion. The Rams were just too much for the Niners. Came down to the very end again. So now we got Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And Matt, I used to play for fucking Detroit, Stafford, playing with the Rams. And the Rams have this weird veteran-ass team with fucking Odell Beckham Jr. and but they're making it work. It's doing good for them so far. I would like to see the Bengals win. I don't see it happening. I think the Rams are going to be too much for them.
If the Bengals shut down Chase, if the Rams shut
down Chase, yeah,
Rams win.
Don't get me wrong. Joe Burrow is a fucking dude. I really like him. I like his play style. I think he has a lot of stuff that mimics how Tom Brady was back in the day, where he
off the field said, "What's up, boys?"
Oh, there we go. What's up, Dylan? So I think that Joe Burrow has a lot of calm, cool, collected play style that Tom Brady had and stuff like that, or has, I should say. And I think he's going to make for a great quarterback. I don't think this is his year. I think for whatever reason, I really think that Matt Stafford and the Rams, I think they just have a few more weapons. I think they're going to be better off.
Tosh says, "Let's go Chiefs."
Fucking.
And Jeremy sitting there rubbing it in the whole game.
Oh man,
sending
what
Snapchats.
a
tool.
We have an aggressive fantasy football team friendship is what we have, and they're I don't know.
Are we even friends though? Are we just people who got together and decided we're going to hate each other, but enough that we're going to stay in Snapchat?
If anything, we're really bad at fantasy football, really good at talking shit. So I'm okay with that.
The hard part is, didn't Taj take it this year?
I don't know. You know what? I was out. I gave no fucks after that. I was like, I think I'm 6. Fuck this.
I feel like Taj took it this year, but
he's been really low key about talking shit. Then
he has, but we have made fun of him since day one on the fantasy group too. Every time he says something, so I think there's just a little bit
he's gun shy to talk.
And so,
fuck these guys. I get scared.
Oh, he got second. Who took it then?
It wasn't Garrison, because we would have never heard the end of it.
No.
So it had to have been Coleman maybe or something. No, it couldn't have been Coleman. Coleman was.
No idea. Oh, it was. I think it was maybe the other Kyle.
Oh, it was. You're right. I think it was Kyle Moody. You're right. Anyhow, so
That
that's
was a rabbit hole.
yeah. We went. Pro Bowl. I want to talk about the Pro Bowl just for a second.
Tosh agrees.
Oh, okay. So I think the Pro Bowl now is a fucking joke. I think it's
Okay.
I think it's a joke. I think that being elected by your peers to get to the Pro Bowl, I think is an honor. But I think actually playing in the Pro Bowl is a joke. Number one, they don't take the game serious. I understand that to a point too. Like the All-Star game isn't in the NBA isn't taken all that serious as well. However, here's my biggest gripe with it. Okay, so the NFL All-Star game takes all of the players, brings all of the players in, no matter what. Right? So the East versus the West, they play during All-Star weekend. That's what happens. Period. The Pro Bowl is whoever isn't in the Super Bowl that year and wants to play in the Pro Bowl that we've, elected into the Pro Bowl, then they come and play, right? So, like the Chiefs are out. So Mahomes is going to play, Travis Kelce's going to play, Tyreek Hill's going to play, Frank Clark's playing, there's a few others. I think that's bullshit. I think the Pro Bowl should be played after the Super Bowl, so the best players in the league can play in the Pro Bowl, and then take it just a tad more fucking serious, and then I'd be totally willing to watch it. Nobody watches the Pro Bowl. Nobody gives a shit about the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl doesn't do anything. And I think all the little contests and stuff are crap, because Jamarcus Russell used to do great at all those goddamn contests, and he was a shitty fucking quarterback. So I just that's my little 2 cents on the Pro Bowl. The only other thing I got two.
Tom Brady retiring.
Tom Brady retires. I hate him, but game respects game. I think he is going to be the. How do I want to say this? He will be the debate. The Michael Jordan, LeBron James debate will be Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Because Patrick Mahomes is going through and just trashing records right now, left and right. But he has this different style, and he has this whatever, and then it's going to come down to, well, Tom Brady has more rings than Mahomes does, but then Mahomes will have more of this and this and this. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's what it's going to come down for now.
As it sits for now.
But we have all these young gun quarterbacks that all of them can be greats. Joe Burrow can be. Josh Allen is another. Yeah. He is phenomenal. And then I got the Washington Commanders. What do you think about? So that's they finally settled on a name. They're pretty much going with the jerseys and colors that they used last year. Pretty much, some changes here and there. But it's like a solid W on the side, or the numbers on the side. In the Washington Commanders.
That's the name that's been said, huh?
Washington. Because they switched from Redskins.
So they go from Redskins to Custer?
So they went from red to white. That's what they went. They went from red to white. I hate this name. I think this name is fucking stupid.
What do you even do for a mascot?
I'm sure it'll be some dressed up white guy, looking all Captain Hook or whatever.
Did they run this through the cancel culture first, or how
I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, the one thing that I heard somebody talking about, and I completely agree with. How are you going to chant for them?
The U.S. government conquers the Indians again,
right? How are you going to chant for? You can't call them the commies. You can't call. What are you going to call? You can't call them the comms. You can't. The cums, maybe? I don't. What do you. I don't. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they just switch sides.
I don't like the Washington Commanders. I think it's a shitty name. I think there was another one that was leaked earlier. There was something along the lines of that, like Washington Sentinels or something like that, which I think isn't that the name of the fake football team that Shane Falco plays for is the Washington Sentinels. But I think there was another name, something along the lines of the Admirals or something like that was
Red
leaked
Wolves.
earlier. I think they could have been. I think you could have done an animal. I think you would have been fine. I think an animal would have been like a nice little bipartisan thing. Except for PETA gets involved with animals. I don't know. I think it's stupid.
Nothing ever would have satisfied everyone.
That was enough of fuck sports. I'm so over sports this week. I don't care about
talking about hockey from now on.
Oh, no, because I hate hockey. I don't care. I give two shits about hockey.
I don't know anything about hockey.
But there we go. Except for maple syrup, maybe. I don't know. And like you throw octopuses out on the rink. That's all I know. I couldn't name 6 hockey teams if you put a gun to my head, probably.
Still, to this day, I don't know anything about soccer, okay?
I don't either. I don't care.
I used to play
when I was
pickup games when I was in college.
Oh.
I played in Kearney. I played pickup games. And I thought, I went with friends. It would be fun. And I was okay. I was like, I was a good goalie in middle school. This is going to be my jam. So I go play out these... I play goalie on these pickup games, right? And all these, like... Guatemalans, like South America, Central America, just like guys, get off their construction jobs, everything they're going to do, come out here, they get suited up, and they get ready to play soccer.
And they're great.
And I'm like, I got this. Man, they could kick that ball wherever they wanted. I might as well. I did. I just stood still. I'm like,
I agree.
They were so good.
Soccer, that style of soccer, football, is the number one sport in the entire world, right?
Absolutely.
Except for the United States. But we do not have an equivalent sport that we're that good at. Like football, but realistically, I'm sure that you could pull in people and they could be just as good at football. Maybe not quarterback, but like other positions, I think they'd be just as good. We do not have, and baseball is not one, because like the Japanese are like usually better at baseball. So, like...
I don't know about that.
But it's not the American pastime anymore. It's not the same thing as it used to be.
Is we all hung out after the games and stuff.
Yeah.
And when the World Series came around, I went to their house and stuff, and we went to watch the World Series.
World Cup.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Not World Series, it's baseball. World Cup.
That's the only time I give a shit about soccer.
That's where I'm at with soccer, right? Like
that's where I'm at with NBA, though, too.
I didn't know anything about soccer. But I would go, and I would watch every World Cup for the rest of my life with them, because that was the most fun I've ever had in my life.
It's a party. It's definitely a party. Brandon hopping in here with the beers. What's going on, buddy? We're just finishing up on the Serpents of the Garden from Surly Brewing Company. It was a fruited sour. Super good. Imperial fruited sour. 9.4%. Kicking our asses right from the get-go. I like it. You want to get into this second one? Oh, I'm going to make you... What do you... you want to go straight to Lizard King, then?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's pull up... Lizard King IPA is... Alright, so this is Lizard King IPA from Pipeworks Brewing. This is out of Chicago, Illinois. This is the same company that made that really rad-ass...
Blood of the Unicorn?
Blood of the Unicorn. Red... Hoppy Red Ale last time. There's that can art for you guys a little bit more. For everybody listening at home, it's got this really... like comic book style, like, I don't know how you, medieval lizard, fighting a skeleton with a couple of knives.
Pirate lizards.
Yeah, pirate lizards. Let's crack into, see what they got to say about this one. It is a 6% ABV, 36 IBU, India Pale Ale, with mosaic hops. Just mosaic hops. So it's tropical, citrusy, piney, pale. Get your Mojo Rising. It has a 3.98 score on Untapped. Gotta love that. Alright, what are you getting? Woo! Lots of tropical, right?
Smells like the last one, only stronger.
So this one has more of that you really have to pull it out. Try it. So cover. So this is how I learned a long time ago. With these bigger open face glasses, you cover like 3/4, and then you just try to smell here, and it'll see. So it opens up, and then you can kind of trap it, and then you can smell it a little bit better. So you can kind of pull that across a little bit more. So you're getting a lot more of that citrus, mango, grapefruit, maybe papaya in there, that kind of thing. Here we go. You ready for this one? Lizard King. Let's go. Ooh, I like that. So to go along with that tropical, Mosaic Hops has blueberry. Has like a blueberry and tangerine kind of thing in it. That's what you're picking up there too.
Okay.
What do you think of that? So that's Mosaic Hops. That's a single hopped pale ale.
I feel like that's a little more bitter than the other one.
It is. It definitely is. Yep, and that comes along with that Mosaic Hop.
But you definitely still taste all the tropical flavors in there still too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just on the back end.
Yep, absolutely. So that's what we got going on that one. Let's crank into some freaky facts. You want to do that one next? I've got two. What do you got?
So this one actually makes sense to me because I didn't know this.
Okay.
But it actually is my brother's too.
Okay.
As far as Japanese golfers have a hole-in-one insurance.
So you're saying that your brother is a Japanese golfer?
Yes.
Okay.
No. The reason they have the insurance is because if you get a hole-in-one, you have to buy all the drinks and gifts and stuff. And you would think it'd be vice versa. Everyone buys it for you, but it's not. Like, if you get a hole-in-one, you have to buy everyone else drinks. So the insurance that the Japanese hold is if they get a hole-in-one, the insurance will pay for all the drinks and prizes and everything for everyone else.
Okay.
And my brother has the same thing at the Albion golf course.
Okay.
If they get a hole-in-one, they have to buy all the rounds and stuff.
So,
but they also win a certain amount of money for the hole-in-one, which basically just goes to buying all the rounds.
We're average golfers.
Yeah, I'm never going to get a hole-in-one. On purpose.
We like to sit somewhere in that 45 to 60 range, depending on the day and the amount of alcohol. That's where we like to sit. Hole-in-ones don't. It would be a fucking gimmick. You know what I mean? Or like it would just be like, oh, I really got a hold of that one. Wait a minute, what the? Oh man, I'd shit my pants.
I'm just happy if I can get within range of the green after I do.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I love golfing. I didn't get out as much as I wanted to. I mean, I have a golf course closer than any of us have, except for your brother probably. I have a golf course closer to me than anybody else does. I didn't hardly get out there. A buddy gave me a 2-wheel cart, so I'm going to try to make that like a thing for this next year. But I miss golf so bad. Like, like Brandon is from Strikeout Beer. He posts pictures, on like 50, 60 degree days of him going out to like the driving range and stuff. I'm like, I don't know why I don't do that. Like, if it's, I could put a tie, something like a Under Armour shirt kind of thing or whatever on underneath a t-shirt or whatever and go out to the driving range and still be warm enough to like knock out,
yeah,
24 balls or whatever. I don't know, but I miss golf. But yeah, go ahead. Okay, I like that. I like the insurance though. That's kind of funny. I don't need it, but I like it. I think I would carry insurance more for wrecking golf carts or something like that before I would ever carry hole-in-one insurance. Or like running somebody over that I ejected out of my golf cart with my golf cart.
Medical insurance for the...
Okay, so you can still get an erection after death. Okay, so I'm sure it makes sense, but
okay.
So it happens so much that there's a term for it called angel lust. Okay, so it's most likely if you die in a vertical or face down position, and then rigor mortis sets in, and it pulls muscles and stuff to the point where you can get an ejaculation. Like your body can not only get hard, but can ejaculate after death, proving once again that men are better at getting themselves off than any woman ever would be. It can happen after death. That means you don't have to touch me. My body just does it by its fucking self.
So the men that this happened to are just the married one that has been used to having that dead.
Oh my! We're just coughing dust out every time. Yeah, I don't know. I just I thought it was a worthwhile freaky fact.
That is weird. Okay, that doesn't make. I'm trying to like wrap my head around the fact that they could. It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, it's rigor mortis. So
Yeah,
it's all your muscles tighten and stuff like that. You can lock up. Why wouldn't that one? Me, personally, bury me full erect, harder than Chinese algebra, to where you can't close the fucking coffin. That's what I want. I want Grandpa to go out with a heart on. That's what... I don't give a shit what my grandkids think about it, or my kid... I don't care. I want you to be able to fucking play a ring toss with my ass after death. Let's go. Bring out the horseshoes, baby. Let's go. It might be a short target, but it's rock hard.
Be a carnival ride. All right, Greenland
I'm gonna give her
sharks.
one last one before we're done.
Greenland sharks, also known as Guri or gray sharks, live up to 400 years old.
I've heard of this before.
They do not reach sexual maturity until 150.
Like, okay.
150 years old.
So
That's just seemed crazy to
100,
me.
150. So 15 of 40. So you're looking at 25, 30 years old, probably. Like in the maybe a little bit less than that, 26, 27. So you're talking 30-year-old virgin kind of.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. I want to. So here's the thing: 400, right? So there can't be a lot of them. Is there a lot of? I wonder. That would be something to think about, because then I wonder.
Well,
Okay,
the fact they have to get to 150 years old.
well, so yeah,
How's be a lot of
is there a
other
long
prey before 150 years? The oceans.
and 400 years makes me think that Greenland, so it's cold. I bet they're like a real big, slow-moving shark or something like that. Like almost right around that whale territory or something. I would assume.
Know.
That's crazy though. Here we go. All cereal mascots are looking down. So if you go to the supermarket and you check out any cereal whatsoever, the mascot of that cereal brand will be looking down. This is marketing, because it's for that the mascot of the cereal will be looking down at the child that is going with their parents in the aisles or whatever, and then it like is like a one-on-one. It's looking at me. It's like a trust thing, and then that kid tries to get the parent to buy the cereal, whatever.
I never once, as a child, cared. I still to this day, 33 years old, don't know they were looking at me. But I do know they used to have toys.
They used to have toys.
They used to have toys in them.
You lived in a progressively lower middle class to eventually higher middle class household. You guys used to be broke, and then so we kind of did a short wave of that. We were like broke, and then we got like to where we were almost rich, and then we went. And then my dad lost his business and everything, and then we've made our way back up, right? To the bottom of middle class still. We didn't get name brand cereal or anything. It was in the bags. It was like Fruitios and like whatever the other,
Flintstone something or another.
Captain Beelzebub or whatever
Fruity
the other.
Pebbles.
Yeah, it wasn't Captain Crunch. It was Admiral Crunch or what. You know what I mean? So I didn't. When I was younger, I didn't know any of that crap. I didn't care about athletes on Wheaties boxes. I just wanted cereal.
I just wanted the cool toy.
I wanted whatever the cheap version of Cinnamon Toast Crunch was.
I used to love Kix when I was a kid.
Are you a communist or?
Well, maybe as a child.
Okay.
But we got it we got it with my kids and everything. I don't like it. I don't know. It does not taste the same. It does not. I don't know if I just got old and became uncommunist.
So we always got whatever. We always got cheap cereal or whatever, whatever, there for a while. We were on, some assistance and stuff when I was real young. So we get essentially like fucking cornflakes and whatever white box cereal written across it kind of stuff, cheese that comes in a block like
Malto
this
meal.
and it tastes like garbage. But
Canned beef.
But a treat was always going over to my grandma's house because they had fucking name brand cereal over at my grandma's house. So it was like Fruity Pebbles and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. As an adult, you know what cereal I buy? Fucking Fruity goddamn Pebbles and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know who eats all my cereal? Everybody but fucking me, and I fucking hate it.
I get Reese's Puffs or Reese's Pieces, whatever.
Okay.
And I get maybe a bowl out of it. And
my God.
I tell my wife, I'm like, this is my cereal. She's like, okay. Hey, kids, let's all have cereal.
Okay.
And then my kids get a full bowl of my Reese's Puffs, and they eat 3 bites of it.
They pick up like the salad bowl, and then they dump like half a gallon of milk.
With it.
So this is an early onset to what grinds my gears. Back in the day, fathers used to get the big piece of chicken and like whatever, right? Man, if I'll be damned if I don't get whatever's left over half the time of whatever dinner that we're having, whatever is left after everybody gets theirs and shit like that. I'm like, man, my dad looked like a fucking king compared to me. This is some bullshit. Like, I'll buy, like cosmic fucking Little Debbie's brownies. I'll get one of them motherfuckers. Come back the next day to get another one. They're fucking gone. I'm like, God damn, like I gotta put all this shit on fucking lock and key so I can get.
Who treats me the best? My mother-in-law.
It's not me in my house. I can guarantee it. Oh, man.
When I got COVID the first time, we were talking on the phone. My mother-in-law makes these pumpkin bars. They're just out of this world, right?
Okay.
And I said, I heard through the grapevine, pumpkin bars cure COVID. I'll be damned if she didn't make pumpkin bars, drive 3 hours, and deliver them to my COVID butt.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's
and my
cool.
wife forgot my birthday. And I hope she's watching because I haven't forgot.
It is coming back to fucking haunt you right now. Oh, man. Okay.
I have one more.
You got, go ahead.
A Russian raptor research team, right? Out of Russia.
Raptor? Like
Okay,
Velociraptor?
Eagles.
Oh, okay.
They just call it that. They were trying to study these eagles, the patterns of the eagles, where they go, what they do, everything like that. They put these basically cellular ankle bracelets on these eagles and sent them on their way. And these eagles sent back text messages. So,
like new phone, who dis, or like
underbelly shots. I don't know how they.
Only fur, or only feathers, only feathers, bitches,
only raptors. But one of the eagles flew all the way to Iran.
From where?
From, I assume, Russia, where they were studying.
Okay.
And they were sending like hundreds of text messages a minute, right, of this eagle. And I don't know if it was intentional malfunction, whatever it was. They had roaming rates at like 77 cents a text. This one eagle bankrupted the whole study, and they had to stop.
Fucking chatty Cathy over here won't stop sending goddamn text messages over fucking tits.
This disappeared for 5 months, and all of a sudden, they got a very high phone bill that bankrupted their entire research.
So what? Okay, so it doesn't say what the text messages were. Like
it was a tracking device, so I'm assuming it's location.
So every time it moved, maybe it sent one or whatever or something.
Well, I think it disappeared for the 5 months, and then when it came back within range of the towers, it just started shooting all of them to it.
Oh wow!
And so they got like thousands of text messages at 77 cents a text message because it was roaming in another country. And they had to shut it down. They never got to find out what they wanted about these Eagles.
Addicted to Darts hopping in here. My main man, Brandon. Dude, I totally agree. These kids have no respect for our fat guy snacks. I fucking agree, buddy. Oh, man.
I've had to build hiding spots, right? Like,
oh, my God. I tell you what. I have that ice maker that doesn't make ice out here, right? Like, there's no water line attached to it. But I've seen people put, like, the fun-sized snacks up in there. I won't do it. You know why? I think it's a great idea. The reason I won't do it is because I know those little bastards will come out here and then they'll fucking raid my goddamn freezer for all the little... Fuck them kids, goddamn it. Somebody had to say it. I'll be the first one. I am pro. Fuck them kids. Get out of my goddamn candy.
My wife's the accomplice, though. I put it where my kids can't reach, and I come home and they're like, all gone. I'm like, what the... She's like, well, the kids wanted it. Like, I don't care what they wanted. They didn't buy it.
Brandon hopping in here. Him and his wife are thinking about locking their shit up. Dude, high five. I appreciate it. That's right. Hashtag fuck them kids.
We gotta do the law.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, and then
this one is Arkansas, and a lot like Arizona, it's kind of a PUD, I would say.
Wait, Arkansas? Come on, Arkansas's got to have some archaic things. Like you can't bone your sister in the back of half of a Cadillac.
No, absolutely illegal there.
Oh, sure.
Okay. A person may not drive onto... A person may not drive... Okay.
Let's premise this for people that haven't... For everybody that's hopping in here that has not seen... Quit being selfish, your wife says. Get out of town, Sari. Hashtag fuck them kids. For anybody that's hopping in here that's your first time listener or whatever...
Talk from a stay-at-home
mom. Kyle's segment is about strange laws in every state. So we've covered Alabama and Alaska. This is in Arizona. We are on Arkansas now.
In the alphabetical order.
In the alphabetical order where Alabama and Alaska do not fall.
Interchangeable. Twinsies. So a person may not drive onto or leave the premises of a drive-in restaurant without parking their vehicle first. The exception is if the parking lots are full. So, like, you can't pull in, turn around, and leave. You have to pull in, park, back up, turn around, and leave. But you have to park first.
Okay, so, but a drive-in restaurant, does that mean you can't drive through the drive-thru without...
Drive-thru, I think... I don't even know... I couldn't even find the reasoning for this one. So, I would assume that everyone in Arkansas is just backwards. And we just kept turning in there, getting lost, and turning around and driving away.
Weird. Unless it's so something I used to see back in the day, before there was 2 lanes at McDonald's, is if people didn't have money or whatever, they would drive around the drive-thru and cut through and drive around. I wonder if that had something like that.
I couldn't find the one, so this one's specific to Little Rock.
So Sari's hopping in here. Sari's Kyle's wonderful wife. Quit being so selfish. She's got... If his candy is in there for more than 3 hours... 3 hours? Get the hell out of here with 3 hours. If we bought it, it's ours. That's what we wanted. Right? We bought it for a reason. And then Kyle's about to sleep outside. Well, guess what? It's pretty warm in this garage thanks to his heater. And if he needs to sleep here, he can. Addicted Darts hopping in here. It's because they all fuck their sisters. Well, I mean... For anybody that's listening, and you happen to live in Arkansas,
sorry, not sorry.
my buddy's Homebrew King lives in Arkansas, and Hops and Mash lives in Arkansas. You're welcome, guys. And then damn inbreeders, he says. Well, I tell you what, I do not hashtag accept what he says. Just so you understand, under. Unlikely role models does not condone or agree with any statements made by our guests. Okay.
But we will share them.
But we will talk about them.
So this is specific to Little Rock. Men and women are not allowed to flirt in public or could face up to 30 days jail.
What?
So this one, though, is like old time. Like, you know, religious Susie, like 19-0, who like.
So you think that Little Rock used to be just like crazy religious, or not Little Rock in general, but Arkansas used to be just crazy religious to the point where they just started inbreeding because they were so religious and they were like so close knit and you couldn't go out and you couldn't blah 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 blah.
This
blah,
one
blah,
came
blah.
back to like basically where like don't show me your ankles if you don't want it, you know.
Wait a minute. Don't show me your ankles if you don't want it. If somebody doesn't clip that on Twitch, I'm gonna go back and don't show me your ankles if you don't want it. We're making a bumper sticker that says that exact thing right now. Right here, you heard it first. Unlikely Role Models Podcast. Don't show me your ankles if you don't want it. We're renaming the episode! We're renaming the episode! Show me your ankles if you don't want it. Oh, the very first Unlikely Role Models t-shirt is gonna say, don't show me your ankles if you don't want it. Oh, man. Oh, man. Addicted to darts hopping in here. That's because they're flirting with their siblings and people are grossed out. She's your sister, Harold. Oh, man.
Probably the same era. Teachers wanted a raise. They could have a raise. They could go inquire about a raise. But they could not have a raise if their hair was cut into the style of a bob.
Okay.
And this, I can only assume from what I've researched, is just because sexist. Because the bob was particularly a very stylish, like, female hairstyle at the time. And so they're like, all you male teachers come and talk to us, we'll get you that raise, but you female teachers who have this hairstyle, get out of here.
So, okay.
I think it was more of a sexist law than it was anything.
Oh, that makes sense, though. That makes sense. Okay. Siri hopping in here with, or don't take any pictures of your feet. Well, yeah. I have something for what grinds your gears that's associated with that last one. I'm going to write it down right now. We're going to talk about it.
I'll try to hurry through these parts.
Okay.
You cannot walk your cow down Main Street after 1 p.m. on Sundays. In Little Rock, I think it was just a church thing at the time. They didn't want cow poop in there and people stepping on it.
Okay.
In Fateville, it is illegal to kill any living creature. They didn't give the reason why, but this is like, mosquitoes on me. That's breaking the law as a living creature. I have no idea why they passed that law. It just says that they have it on the books.
So here's what kills me about that, right? So I lived in Marysville, Kansas. Marysville, Kansas, their town animal was the black squirrel. Okay? So there's stories, if you haven't seen a black squirrel before, they definitely exist. In Lincoln, Nebraska, there's black squirrels.
Aurora's got a bunch.
Okay, so a long time ago, what the story was the circus had these special black squirrels. They would come into town. Those black squirrels would mate with the brown squirrels. Yada yada yada. Black squirrels would stay there. Some would stick around. They would keep going, right? So these black squirrels would infiltrate the squirrel population in these towns where the circus would stop. That's where they have why these black squirrels are only in certain towns, not throughout Nebraska or whatever. Anyhow, Marysville, Kansas, that's their town thing. It's $1,000 fine if you run over a fucking black squirrel. You don't stop for fucking squirrels. There's fucking squirrels.
Swerve.
$1,000 if you get caught by the police in Marysville, Kansas. Sorry, I'm not meaning to cut in this.
My deducible's $500. I'm just gonna tree it.
$1,000 if you hit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just take it. I'm gonna take out some neighbor kids because they're cheaper than black squirrels. Black squirrel lives matter, I guess. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you there.
So they had the law that says it's legal for a man to beat his wife, but only once a month. Researched it. It's false. It's fake. It's always been illegal.
But, I thought you were like, no, you could beat them all month long just fine.
So there's laws that they've put out there that people, generalistic consensus of just, oh yeah, that's a law. Someone at one point said, hey, you can beat your wife once a month. That's not a law. There's no statute.
Okay, so to go along with this, I know this is definitely covered in a movie before, but you understand, like, have you heard that the term rule of thumb, what that comes from, right?
Oh, I know I've heard it once before.
So, it was on Boondock Saints as well. I did research. It is actually like a factual thing, but the rule of thumb comes from an old thing. I suppose I could have covered it on here. Rule of thumb comes from an old law or whatever, that you could beat your wife as long as you used a stick no wider than your thumb.
Okay.
You could do some damage. I mean, I don't even have a fat thumb.
I think it would hurt worse with one that was thinner than your thumb.
Oh yeah, Hot Wheels track is a son of a bitch. I remember back in the day. But I just think I think that's crazy because, you know, I think those laws are super fucking wild that back in the day you could really go to town. I bet they didn't backtalk back then like they do now.
Reach your damn
I'm just saying, maybe not all of it was wrong. And they
left our candy stashes alone. They didn't touch our cereal.
And they got the big goddamn piece of chicken. Every time. They were kings, goddammit.
You're not allowed to keep an alligator in the bathtub. Found out that's actually not a law.
Okay.
It is illegal to keep alligators as pets, but you can, in fact, keep them in a bathtub to bathe them. So, you know, if you ever have an alligator and the cops walk in, just like, oh no, I'm giving it a bath.
No, these aren't my drugs. These are my friend's drugs that he put in my pocket. No. He got in the bath himself.
And it's illegal to honk your vehicle's horn in a place where cold drinks are served after 9 p.m. That one I did find reasoning behind. 1920s is when curb service was a fad. And during that time, they didn't have, like, the drive-up. They had to honk their horn to get the attention of people to serve them.
Oh, so people would be trying to go to sleep or whatever.
Yeah, and so they didn't want to do it after 9 p.m., so people weren't, you know, in the area weren't being disrupted all night.
Okay. I got you. I got you on that one. Okay. You want to crack into another one of these? Which of these two do you want to get into?
Yeah.
Okay. So I tell you what. I've heard really, really outstanding stuff about one of them, so let's get into that one. So we are going to cover Tour Bus double IPA. All right, and we're back. Look at how this pours out. Very, very opaque. You cannot see through it. It is like a milky skin color, almost, right? With about a 2-finger tall white head on it. This is, for everybody in the TikTok world, this is Distill Brewing's Tour Bus double dry hopped hazy IPA with Citra and Mosaic hops. This is a 2021 gold winner at the American Beer Festival, the Great American Beer Festival, for Juicy and Hazy IPA. So Distill has made this Deadhead series, and I've tried a couple of them. The couple I've tried so far have been outstanding. I love the can art on these. For everybody at home, we've kind of got like a multicolored rainbow kind of gradient going through the background. We've got a skull with a beard, bandana wrapped around his head, and then the name of everything all around this. What are you getting on the nose there, buddy?
I just want to point something out real fast.
Yeah.
On the comments there.
Oh.
My wife. I've never done it, and she's already figured it out.
Why wouldn't I steal?
Maybe I wouldn't steal skin if he beat me.
See, there you go. You know why? Because you live in fear every day you're going to get beat if you steal candy. I'm just saying. Wow, this smells delicious.
Yeah,
so this is a 7.4% ABV, 25 IBU, scoring a whopping 4.12 on Untapped. Wow, this is... I think you're going to really enjoy this one. Damn, that is so smooth. That's really good. What do you think of that?
I think it smells fruitier than it tastes.
I agree with that. So, along with... So what you're getting there... you're getting your flavor profiles from the hops more so than anything else going on because they're dry hopped. So that means that after the boil, after it's turned and everything like that, they come back in and they dry hop and put hops in after the boil. So after the boil of the main mash and malt and everything like that, and the initial hops that they put in, they come back in and they double dry hop it, which means that they put in hops, let it go for a while, and then put in fresh hops again, let it go for a while. And that brings out the hop characteristics really, really forward. So you get a little bit more of that pine in there, but you don't get the bitter of the hop sitting in there through the whole process like you do in like a West Coast style IPA. So then, along with the hops being put in, that's where you get this hazy characteristics from and stuff like that too. But this is, as far as a double dry hopped, this is exactly 100% what you want. This is an outstanding IPA. So, do you like it? What do you think of the whole thing? I mean, obviously you're still really new into this beer thing.
I think it's a little more bitter than I care for, but it's not that it doesn't go down hard. It's not like it's hard to drink or anything.
So this is, for everybody knowing, this is really, really good. It's really smooth. The mouthfeel is smooth, but you do get that piney, bitter back in, like from the hops. This is a nice middle ground, though. I feel like it's juicy. It's
it's definitely not the most bitter one I've had.
No. I think it's really juicy. Nice haze to it. This is a phenomenal IPA. We got some comments hopping in here. We got Addicted to Darts saying, I was just telling Sheena that you teach with a pain as long as you don't hurt them. Ah, there we go. I never talked back. I got my ass beat. These kids now talk back because the government says you can't beat your damn kids. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Just going off what you said. No, I agree. And don't get me wrong. I didn't... Back in the day, I definitely didn't get spanked a whole lot.
Yeah, we could tell.
No, just shut up. I didn't get spanked a whole lot, and I was never like abused by any means or whatever. I got the spanking here and there and whatever, but I also was taught repeatedly back in, don't interfere in adult conversations. Don't, you know what I mean? Like there was, kind of a kids are supposed to be seen and not heard kind of thing. And I understand that those are to some parents and things right now, that's a really archaic viewpoint or whatever. But at the same time, I definitely had a lot more respect for my elders and for adults and stuff like that than I feel like kids do nowadays. So it is what it is. I'm sure you can make points both ways, but that's my 2 cents on that.
Should we get into our news stories?
Sure. You definitely have more than I do, so go to town, Charlie Brown.
So a wandering hen was caught sneaking around the Pentagon security area. And I don't know, they made a big deal about it apparently. But they have a whole, like, the name of the people says the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, Virginia. That's who, like, the Pentagon's like, hey, we need to call the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, Virginia, like it's a Justice League or something. And, like, we need to get someone to get at this hen.
We got a cock on the
way they word this, in my head, is what's the funniest part is. The chicken was taken into custody by one of the league's employees, and when they mean taking into custody, is they mean 6 people out there chasing this hen around, trying to catch it. Like, it's like, hey, get over here. Put your hands behind your back.
Wings behind the back. Cuffs. Walking him slowly into the... So...
But how paranoid do we have to be to, like, hen, get someone out here now?
No, it's because all birds are robots, and they knew that he was a fucking robot.
And they called me the conspiracy theorist.
Fucking robots, man. Addicted coming in here saying all IPAs are nasty. You know what? Kyle used to have that opinion, I bet. And there's a million other people. You just have to find the beers that you like, and then find beers that are close to those beers. And you just kind of like go on your little journey. I used to not like IPAs either. You know, it wasn't that. It was long enough ago, but I used to not like IPAs either. And you just kind of like the more and more you try it, eventually you like it. You know, like just like anything, eating ass or whatever. You know, you just I don't eat ass, by the way. But I'm just saying, all along the same principles. So you develop a taste for it. That's all I gotta say. Oh, hey, you know what? Did we? Still, we did not. Let me do the video, you guys. Here's the close of that. There we go. I think this is outstanding. This is a super cool can. If you guys can't see it on TikTok, here it is. So, like, I really, really enjoy this can. Like I said, I've had a couple from this Deadhead. I don't know if this Deadhead IPA series is like their attempt to do like a Voodoo Ranger kind of situation out of this. But I really have what I've had so far of these. I've had Tour Bus, Soundboard, and another one from them that were all this, and I really enjoyed it. So,
you have a new story?
I do. I got one. I don't have a lot, but I got one.
Okay.
So, in Ontario, Canada, they got into a sticky situation. Okay, so they caught a Foot Locker employee jerking off in his shoes before people tried them on.
Okay, so we're not talking syrup.
We are definitely not talking. I mean, we are talking man syrup. We are talking baby batter blizzards that he's beefing off into shoes. So I'm going to assume that it was disgruntled customers being Karens and Richards, and he's just had enough. So he's...
Oh, no, he totally is like... Because he's maybe doing 2 a shift if he's like, feeling it. He's definitely got a fetish.
Something. So it does get better. It gets better because he is the manager of the store.
Yes, he is the man.
Manager of the store. He strips down completely naked to do it. And he has been caught by employees and shared out on social media, so that's how he got caught. Like it was like a funny TikTok thing.
There
or like
is some weird people in this world.
You are one of my best friends, and I'm not going to film you jerking off into anything to send it to anybody. I've done some weird things. Don't get me wrong, okay? I am that friend. I definitely put my balls on one of our best friends' mom's refrigerators.
Oh yeah. No, I remember
that. So I mean, I've gone to a certain point. Never would I jerk off into a pair of tennis shoes and have somebody put them on. Who do we got hopping on TikTok there?
Korean Co on tap.
Hey, what's going on? Is it?
I don't know. I can't freaking read it.
Hold on. Oh yeah. There we go.
Probably pronouncing it wrong.
Just say on tap. There we go.
On tap.
So it's because he sees all them ankles. Boom! And the callback. Way to go! Addicted to darts.
Don't show them those ankles if you don't want
coming in here with the callback. Don't show them ankles if you don't want none. So he's a Foot Locker manager. He did get fired. It came down to the fact that it was disgruntled people. He was pissed off about it. That was his version of spitting in food. Tell you what, I'm gonna take somebody spitting in my food over somebody jizzing in my shoes before I try them on. Number one, respect people that sell you stuff. Okay? And that's anything. Respect people that come into your house for services. Respect waiters and waitresses that are working hard to try to get you your food at this time. But come on, like, the Karens and Richards going into these establishments and raising hell because they don't have a certain size of fucking sneaker. Write your congressman about it. The ships are over sitting out off of the coast of Seattle right now. Like, I don't know what you want.
I've definitely had issues with policies at places, and I tell the people that work there, I'm like, well, that's stupid. And if I have like a huge issue with it, I'll just send an email to corporate like, "Hey, you guys are really stupid."
Right? Because it's not those people's fault. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that they have sold out of every size 9.5 Air Jordan 27 and billion or whatever is not their fact. If anything, the fact that it's sold out means that it's cool and whatever. It doesn't mean that they didn't do a good job of doing their job or whatever. The fact that it's not there for you, fuck off. Go find it somewhere else then. Like, right? Order it online like everybody else does.
Everything online now.
It just, I just, you don't, the amount of people,
to your house, to the store, to
the amount of people that are rude to customer service anything right now is atrocious.
This comes back to that respect. Need that switch as big as
your
thumb.
Right. We
bring back whoopings.
Let us beat people again. Let's do it. Bring back make America
bring back
great.
Whoopings and bring back bullies.
Oh man, let's go.
There's some people walking around that I think needed bullied just a little bit more.
Just a little harder, right? Really high in their britches. I bet they didn't get spanked either. Okay.
So Alexa attempts to set off robot revolt by telling a kid to touch live plug with a penny. See, she's trying to defend herself.
She's trying to my Alexa just went off in the garage. I have like some stuff that's controlled by Alexa. Alexa, shut up! And did I shut anybody else's off? I want to know. If you guys are watching and I just did
all
something
the
to you,
chats just go down.
Oh man!
So a 10-year-old girl.
Okay.
Asked
that thing over there. Okay.
For a challenge.
Okay.
That thing said, "Challenge accepted. Put a plug in halfway in, and then touch it with a penny."
No way!
And so mom calls Amazon, and Amazon says, "We'll get this fixed right away."
No doubt. Let's light some kids up. Number one, I feel like
pigtail's about to be up.
I feel like number one, that's just culling the herd, right? Because at that point, that's something you should know. Light that little.
I don't know. She's 10. She'll figure it out.
10.
She'll
Light them up. 110 ain't going to kill her more than likely. I mean, 110 will be a nice little tickle. You'll never touch a penny to a thing again.
As many times I've been hit by 110, I think, be about time.
There was a great interview done by a comedian of all people. Theo Vaughn did this thing, and he said that people learn from doing dangerous things safely. Right? Did you hear that whole thing too? That is a perfect statement, right? Because we all did stupid stuff. I don't know how many bicycle ramps I put together with 2x4s and nails, for God's sakes.
But I had a helmet.
I never probably did. And my chain was barely ever on, and my bike was probably put together from 3 bikes at that point, and whatever. And I made jumps that were too high and too long. I remember jumping. My parents bought me like a scooter, like a 49cc scooter, right?
Yeah.
That I remember jumping into like a pile of Christmas trees because I just let her rip and I didn't turn and just ring.
Full set.
So you know what? You know what I learned not to do? I learned that the brake is right there and I can slide around that corner and not eat a bunch of Christmas trees. I'm just saying, sometimes you got to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
There needs to be more of that. more learning the hard way.
So me and Garrison were young teenage boys when we watched Jackass. The first one.
Okay. Oh, and
it says don't reenact these, but we are young teenage boys, and we're like, we can reenact some of these. One of the ideas we got is to see who was stronger. We tied a rope to our bikes, and we both went separate directions to figure out which one of us was stronger. To find out, we're pretty equal.
At that point, I think you got him now. I think you got him by a whole lot.
Our bikes came to a sudden stop.
I would have been a little bit older when Jackass came. You guys are only 2 years younger than me or something like that. I never had that. But
really?
I did my fair share of things. I broke my arm sliding my scooter around like a go-kart track or whatever. Handlebar came down and broke my arm down the, I did my fair share of dumb stuff. The biggest thing I did is whatever my penis got me into, throughout my 20s. That's more dangerous than any other extreme stunt I've ever done. Oh, man. But I'm just saying, like, what do you think about Jackass coming back? That's kind of crazy, right?
They're a lot more fragile, so they're going to have way less stunts.
Well, so I know that Johnny Knoxville has, like, some kind of a brain something or other from the stunts from this last one. Like, they're involving a bull, I think. And he hits his head or something. He has something.
From the one that's current? Or?
Yeah, from this new one, yeah. So
that makes sense.
Well, I mean,
I think they all had a little brain something at some point.
Well, and like Steve-O doesn't do drugs anymore, so he's sober to experience all this.
What up, TBK?
Oh, what's up, Caleb? How are you, brother? So yeah, I think it's a super wild thing that all these geriatric motherfuckers, because they're way older than us.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They were our age when they were doing stupid shit. Now they're old guys. These guys are in their 40s, mid-40s at least, and getting their asses fucking handed to them by reality. I don't know.
Okay, last one. If I say cocaine hippos, who do you think of?
Cocaine hippos,
Cocaine hippos.
Okay, so I don't think hippos, though. Here's if you say cocaine hippos, I think of Fantasia, where there's like all the trippy elephants.
Okay.
That's what I think.
These are actual hippos.
Okay, so cocaine... Brazil, I guess? Or, go ahead.
So, Pablo Escobar...
Oh, okay, the man.
Had a private zoo at his estate in Colombia. And, the animals, he had zebras, giraffes, flamingos, and he had 4 hippos. Now, I don't think they did cocaine.
Okay.
But they call them cocaine hippos because they're less aggressive than the African hippos. So they just, I don't know, just assume they're on cocaine, which I think would, whatever.
I think it would be opposite.
That's what I thought. I feel like they'd be out there chewing on legs or something.
Chewing on each other at that point. Cocaine
anyway,
hippo.
he was killed in 93.
With nostrils like this. Like, just packing it in there.
He was killed in 93.
Yeah.
And most of the animals relocated, but they just left the hippos. And now those 4 hippos to date, there's about 100 of them that are roaming around. And now they're trying to decide what they're going to do with these hippos because it's not like they're native to Colombia.
Okay.
And PETA's saying, don't kill the hippos. Other people are saying, relocate hippos,
Yeah.
Other people are saying, kill hippos. But the people around the area are just like, no, we're cool. We like the hippos. So,
100.
They have no idea what to do with
100 cocaine hippos just rolling around Colombia. I don't know. I bet they're sketchy. I bet they're cocaine hippos.
Well, the U.S. courts came out saying you cannot kill the hippos. This is Colombia. They don't care about what court decision was made up
that's
in America.
crazy, though. Cocaine hippos. Okay. I've met a couple of cocaine hippos in my day. I don't remember what their names were, but I mean,
They show you their ankles.
It was a good party. It was a good party. I'm sure they probably showed more than their ankles. What do we got? Are we in a grind? Are we all the way to grind my gears already?
Yeah.
What?
About an hour and a half in.
I know. Yeah. Well, hour 24. We're cranking right on it.
Right
if you
on
guys
track.
like this little bit longer show profile, we were trying to get it down to just an hour. But if you guys are cool with this longer profile, to where we go an hour and a half, hour 45, let us know. We'd like some feedback whether you guys like this longer profile or not, and also if there's things that you like about the show a little bit more than other things or whatever, we'd really like some feedback. You guys can DM us on all of our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, any of that stuff. Comment on any of that stuff. We'd really appreciate it. And wherever our podcast is put out, so Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, all that junk. And then you could also reach us at Unlikely Role Models Podcast at gmail.com as well. So we'd like some feedback, what you guys like, what you don't like, all that stuff. We want to make it better for you guys while still enjoying ourselves. We're just a couple of guys having a riot, talking about odd shit that we find on the internet, and having a couple beers. We've been doing this, a form of this for years and years already, around campfires and everything. Now we just get a excuse to hang out with each other at least every other week. If you guys would like to see this every week too, it would probably change a lot about the podcast if we did that, but we'd like to hear that too. It would be a big change for us to do it. But if you guys really are chomping at the
Probably
bit,
should have started the podcast with that question, because an hour and a half, the people that don't like it are.
yeah, well, if they don't like it for that long, they don't like it for that long. So I got two. What grinds my gears? How many you got?
I got one.
I got
one.
You got one. Go
ahead. You give your first one. Then I'll go.
Okay.
We'll time this right.
So I'm gonna. This one's gonna be a short one, just because it's just a gripe about me. The very first thing they said when they hired me is you're gonna work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. job. You can get from half an hour to an hour lunch, whatever, depending on how your work is or whatever. 40-hour work week, right?
Yeah.
I ain't worked a 40-hour goddamn work week the whole time I probably worked for this company. I've had as much as 140 hours on a 2-week paycheck, all the way down to like 84, 85, 86, but I never worked 40, and there's days where I'm done in my old position. There's days where I was done at, say, 3 o'clock sometimes, but then there's days that, like, somebody calls in like, oh, hey, I need this, blah, 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 I won't be home till 5:30, so then you're working till like 6:37, depending on what's going on, And then, obviously, with this new position, I'm maintenance now. So now, if there's an outage or whatever, we're kind of considered a utility. So people bitch and whine and moan if they don't have internet. You know what I mean? Like we try to get down to the bottom of it for you too. But so we go out, and if there's more than a few customers being more than a few customers being affected by an outage or whatever, we'll go out, depending on who's on call and whatever, and go out and work, and we've worked midnight to try to get a whole area done where we can't during the day because there's so many people that depend on it, whatever. And so it's like one of those things where, like, the 40-hour work week in a lot of jobs, not just mine, obviously, there's a lot that it's just out the window. Henry Ford made it a 5-day work week as it was. You have Sundays for time with your family, blah, blah, blah. But that 40-hour work week is out the window. And then I can't tell you, I'm sure your job is the same way. You answer emails about your job from 6 a.m. in the morning till 1 a.m. at night. You're on call sometimes too, just like me. Yeah. I think it's outrageous, because I understand this is our career, this is what we do for a livelihood, but this isn't our life. Our life is at home with our families and whatever, and all of that has gone away. We have the per capita in our nation, we have the lowest number of paid days off of like any country. There's just so many things that like has fallen to the wayside because of capitalism. Yeah, I completely agree, man. It's crazy.
How you make it more okay.
Okay.
Don't tax overtime.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't think we should tax at all, but don't tax overtime. you got a large majority of the population who live off our tax money. And we go, you know what? Fine, live off my first 40 hours. Everything after that is mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the time.
It's not those
anything
people.
after 40 hours, that's my time that I should have with my family that you were going to pay me full price for with no taxes, no nothing, plus time and a half.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Absolutely. I also agree with. You know what? Fuck it. I was going somewhere and I lost it. You're right on it though. I just. Man. Okay. Anyhow,
right.
You go ahead with yours. I got one more.
Here's mine. Public bathrooms, as we have talked about before in Guys with Gears. Not that I make it a priority to try to go take a dump there, but when you have to.
But our jobs depend on right.
Yeah.
Our jobs make it.
Like
both
I'm not
of us
anywhere near my house to do what I need to do.
Both of us spend an inordinate amount of time on our vehicles.
Here's my issue though. Why? I've even looked at handicap stalls or even the regular stalls. Doesn't really matter. Why is the toilet paper dispenser over the freaking toilet? You can't just sit down and go to the bathroom. You have to sit cockeyed on the toilet because they got this giant freaking toilet paper. Like, put it up a foot or two. Like, at this point, like, if whoever can't reach it can't get on this toilet anyway. So, raise that up. I don't want to freaking bang my knees on it.
We've covered this before. We've covered.
I hate it.
It's always single ply toilet paper in those motherfuckers too.
You know, I can take that because you could just roll it and take it off, but you have to freaking go clear to the ground.
Right, and then you hold your hand. Your hand is like a pivot point. You pull and you hold your hand down.
Yeah, because it'll tear if you hit the side.
There's a whole thing about it. I tell you what. I will say that I will, hands down, because I've been on both ends of this, I'll hands down shit or piss or whatever in any public gas station bathroom over like a porta shitter, right? But I will tell you this. At least you can get the goddamn toilet paper off the roll
right?
in a porta shitter with no problems.
I hate trying to sit on a toilet and you can't just sit. You have to sit cockeyed on it. Because they have the toilet 3 inches from the toilet paper dispenser.
Okay, so we could talk about this however long you want to. We went to the same school. You went a couple years after me. You remember any hot teachers when you went to school at all?
No, I already know where you're going, and I agree.
I didn't have any hot teachers either. I had one teacher. You had that same teacher. That was probably the best looking out of teachers. She taught art class. But out of the grand scheme of them, she was the only decent looking teacher. Other than that, they were a billion fucking years old. Now, I go to any of my daughter's school functions or whatever, and I almost feel like I'm back in middle school and have to carry fucking books in front of my goddamn dick because they're all hot! All their goddamn teachers are hot now! And I understand that we've gotten older and we are adults now, but we are young adults, and I don't feel like my parents, when they were young adults, had hot teachers at their kids' things. This is ridiculous!
Right. I have parent-teachers conference circled out on my calendar.
They're so damn hot now! And it's ridiculous! So I think there's some things that went into this, right? So I think that there was a massive overturn of teachers where the state came in and the state said, hey, we'll pay out your 10-year until your retirement age if you retire early because there's all this big crop of teachers coming in. I think that did happen, okay? Because there were some teachers that I know that did retire early or whatever. But man almighty, even when I lived in Grand Island and my ex's kid would go to school and stuff like that, all of her teachers, half of them were bangers. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? And I remember being a bartender and these teachers would go out to drink, and I remember my teachers and probably their going out or whatever, would be wine nights or whatever. These teachers are out there doing like apple pucker shots and like, Jaeger bombs and stuff, and they're all like younger than me. I'm like, what the fuck? When did I get so goddamn old?
My fifth grade teacher was my dad's middle school teacher.
Right?
That's where it was.
Right? And
I taught your dad. I taught your mom. Like, yeah, of course you did.
I didn't have that.
Probably taught Jesus, too.
Probably taught Jesus, too. I remember, you know what I mean? I didn't grow up around here, or my parents didn't grow up around here, or whatever, we moved to this area. So, I didn't have that necessarily, but I'm sure that those teachers would have been around had my parents lived here during that time. You come from a family that has lived in that same town for generations or whatever, I get that. Shit blows my mind because there isn't any of those old ass hags now. All of them are bangers. Are not necessarily bangers, but they're all way younger than they ever were when we went to school. Yeah. You know what? I can see why there's an uptick in like the student-teacher relation things going on because they're the same goddamn age. I don't know what's going on.
That's true.
Oh man, it's crazy. Shit's crazy. That's what I got. That's what I got. That's what you got.
That's all I got.
7 episodes. I think we're doing really good. I really I like what's going on here. If you guys like this conversation, we do have a little bit of a candid conversation after this, exclusively over on TikTok.
We skipped the Would You Rathers tonight.
Oh no, I got a great Would You Rather. Do we want? I tell you what, stick around. I got one. Do you have one?
No.
Oh, okay. So this will be a quick one. Would you rather have the ability to just flash to wherever you want to go?
Like teleport or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or have the money to drive to wherever you want to go. You want to just go.
Hands down. Teleport.
I'm opposite. So you tell me why you want to teleport.
What would I want to drive there for? I want to, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Italy. Okay. Italy. Hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind going to Italy. All right, let's all jump in the car because I want to bring all my screaming kids with me for 72 hours of driving. Like,
that's not something that can happen, number one. But I understand what you're saying. I think just like in life, I think that getting there is half of it. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I like the journey of getting there. We went to
If I teleport, I could just steal money, go back, and say, hey, we're going to drive here now. I could still do the drive.
Yeah.
But I can still teleport anytime I want.
I'm not giving you the ability to teleport. I'm giving you the ability just to teleport to where you want to go. So not in Gringotts Bank of fucking Harry Potter, motherfucker. I'm talking you only have...
I want to go to Gringotts Bank.
That's not where we're going. So I am all about the experience of things. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm sure the St. Louis Archway is incredible, right? But the drive from here to Springfield is going to give you Kansas City in the middle or in St. Joe and whatever. And you're going to see things along the way. And
I could just stop there anytime I wanted.
But I think the journey is part of it. That's my stand on it. I understand
I get where you're coming from.
I think that you're taking into account that your kids at this age are assholes on road trips. I think I'm not saying your kids are assholes.
It's not like I still want to sit in a car for 12 hours to get anywhere.
Yeah, but I tell you what. So me and
I want to deal with a bunch of dick drivers that get in my way. I deal with that every day as is.
I agree with that. I think both of us drive hundreds of miles a day. Easily. I'm just saying, though, so me and Tasha took a trip from here up to Valentine, Nebraska to go and see, like, the waterfalls that are in Valentine, Nebraska. So, like, Smith Falls is in Valentine, Nebraska, and there's a couple others in, like, the something or other state park that's up there or whatever. And we had a blast going through every town and stopping and like taking a picture of that town sign as we went through. We ran out of time a little bit coming back because we went a different way coming back. But we had just as much fun on the drive up there doing that and like playing games in the car or whatever, you know.
But I feel like you could still do that if you felt the need for it. But then if you're like, you know what, margarita time, let's go, babe. Ooh, Margaritaville.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said about the journey. I'm just that's my 2 cents. Okay.
Right.
Okay. As
the
we're
journey
closing,
is what makes the trip.
There we go. Brandon hopping in here. My man Brandon. You guys do not follow Brandon, aka Addicted to Darts, on Twitch. Please go and do that. He does something similar to me as far as dart streams on. I do it on my other page, Horny Gnome Bar on Twitch, but he does dart streams as well. He is a much better dart player than me, and is doing really good. He's got his setup all kind of locked in, and he's trying to do his best to grow his channel. So if you guys can, please go follow Addicted to the number 2 Darts over on Twitch. That'd be awesome. That being said, it's been a great 7th episode. I really enjoy it. I get to hang out with one of my best friends every other week, guaranteed, without a whole lot of interruption from wives and kids. I enjoy that. This has been really great. If you guys like this, I would appreciate it if you'd hop over on Twitch, follow us on Twitch. That can just grow our channel and make it to where we can provide some more like treats on Twitch. Once we get to a certain point on Twitch, you guys start getting channel points for watching us and that kind of thing, and you can cash that in for like funny sound bites and making us do things while we're on air and that kind of thing. So I would greatly appreciate it if you'd follow us on Twitch, Unlikely Role Models Podcast over on Twitch. And then we are at this every other week on Thursday nights, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You guys can come and check us out and hang out and be part of the conversation. We're going to try to do some fun new things this year, and we're going to bring in some guests and talk to some guests. We got a couple lined up, and I'm pretty excited about all that and what the future holds for us. So I have been Shane, a.k.a. the Horny Gnome. And
I'm Kyle. Just
Kyle.
Ford, you suck.
Ford, you suck. Let's see, who do we got here? I want to try to raid somebody on Twitch. I don't know who's on right now though. What do we got? I think we only got 2 people on here. I'll tell you what. Go over and do your best to follow Addicted to Darts over on Twitch and Strikeout Beer. Go to both of their pages and give them a follow. I appreciate that, and we will try to rate somebody else out next time with our 2 people here. This has been great. We've been Unlikely Role Models Podcast. And we'll see you next time.
Don't show them ankles if you don't want none.
If you guys want to check the after show out, go over to Twitch. It is Horny Gnome Bar over on TikTok. Over on TikTok. It's Horny Gnome Bar, H0RNEE Gnome Bar. It's down in the right-hand corner, right here. If you guys haven't seen it, go over to Horny Gnome Bar, and you guys can hang out in our after podcast hangout where we go for anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes all the way up to half an hour or something like that. So go and check us out and hang out in our after show. Peace.